Admit it. You're just scared. You're not being humble. You are scared. Scared to be misunderstood, scared to be labeled too much, scared to disappoint the crowd you've been calling your Christian community. So let me ask you a question. Are you a Christian cowardly lion? Just trying to keep the peace, just smile through the panic, blend in, and then you call it wisdom? Well, let me just tell you something. That is not humility. It's fear in a Sunday smile. And I want to welcome you to Get Real and Get Revelation. I'm Laura G., the Destiny Whisperer, and this one is for anyone who's built their identity on being liked. I can remember the day I caught myself rehearsing an apology I hadn't even been asked to give. I hadn't done anything wrong, but I felt like I owed someone a sort of a soft explanation just to keep things smooth. And that's when I heard it, it wasn't out loud, but it was in my gut. You're not protecting the peace. You are just avoiding disapproval. Wow. And I was wrecked because you know what? It was true. I wasn't walking in meekness. I was surviving on approval, and I was calling it humility. But really, what it was fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of being disliked, fear of being exposed. Maybe I'm too strong, too opinionated, too much. And that's a real twist, isn't it? We're not trying to disappear. We're just trying to be digestible, yum, yum. And we call it holy. And here's what we've learned, and that's what I've learned, at least. You can't call it obedience if fear has the final voice. And you can't call it humility if it costs you your voice. I used to think, like being silent was spiritual, that if I didn't take up space, I was humble and Christ-like. But what I really believed was that, I needed to be small, kind of in the background to be safe. And then one day Jesus whispered something that he really shattered that lie. He said, "You're trying to earn what I already gave you." And that's when I stopped apologizing for existing. That's when I started shedding my emotional makeup that I've been wearing to keep other people comfortable. So today, I've got a takeaway for you. Stop calling it humility if it requires you to lie. About how you really feel. Now, your spiritual insight bonus is this is not meekness. This is emotional self-protection in spiritual drag. You are not being gentle. You're managing your image. And if you have to shrink, filter, and rehearse your authenticity to stay liked, that is not humility. That is self-preservation with a halo. So let me ask you, are you being led by the Spirit, liked by the crowd? Because in the next video, we're going to go deeper. The applause may stop, but the addiction does not disappear. And your freedom, it starts with being honest. And if this really exposed your heart, drop the word enough in the comments. I want to see what you have to say. Download the Inner Healing Guide below, and let's begin the real healing work. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, because someone you love, seriously, is still performing in the name of peace. And it is killing them slowly.